Hello everyone. So let's begin with the IUPAC nomenclature. So revising in short, what is IUPAC nomenclature? First, the full form of IUPAC would be International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Now, any name of a compound or molecule consists of three subgroups. Okay, the first one is prefix, the middle one is the word root, and the last one is the suffix. So we'll try to learn one by one. So the very first one is the word root. Word root consists of the longest chain of carbon. While counting the longest chain of carbon, we need to understand what specific word root we need to assign for that number of longest chain. For example, if one carbon is present, the longest chain is of only one carbon, then meth. 2, eth. 3, prop. But, pent, hex, hept, oct, non. Then for 10 we have dec, 11 undec, 12 dodec, 13 tridec, tetradec, pentadec, hexadec, heptadec, octadec, nonadec, and icos. You can note it down or take a screenshot simply. After that, after the word root, before learning about a prefix, let's take a look at the suffix. The very important thing, suffix. Now, word root is anything. Word root is again what? Word root is the longest carbon chain. Longest carbon chain. Remember this, okay? And the above table, you need to learn it by heart. Okay, it's very easy. Now talking about suffix. Now suffix are of two types. First the primary and the second is the secondary. Primary one indicate the linkage on the carbon atom. On the longest carbon chain that you have counted, whether the linkage between carbon to carbon consists of single bond, double bond or triple bond. If the longest chain consists of only single bond, then ane, that is alkane, should be used. Okay, whatever the carbon chain is, for example, the longest chain is of 5 carbon atom and only the carbon bond are linked together by only one single bond, then the word root will become pent because there are 5 carbon atom, pent, and only single bond is present, hence ane. So the word will become pentane. Similarly, for double bond, if double bond is present at whatever position, ene will be used, and for triple bond, YNE, that is ine, will be used. Okay. If in a single compound, 2 double bonds are present, then use the word diene. If 3 triple bonds are used, then use the word triene. Especially the same would become for the triple bond. That is, if 2 triple bond are present, then your word will become diene. And 3 triple bonds are present, then triene. Okay. So this will come into the primary suffix. So the word root is again word root counting the longest carbon chain. Then second priority would go to whether the carbon-carbon linkage is of single bond, double bond and triple bond. In that order you have to assign. That would come into the category of primary suffix. Now talking about the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix there comes a list of functional groups. So note this functional group, this list down or take simply a screenshot. The very important ones and easy ones are alcohol, aldehyde, ketone. Alcohol, if OH functional group is present, then all will come. CHO, that is aldehyde, is present, then al will come. Ketone, then on will come. COH, that is carboxylic acid, then oic acid. Acid chloride, presence of COCl, that is double bond O and Cl. This group is present, then oil chloride. Acidamide, CONH2. Again, the linkage is like this. This is amide group, and the secondary suffix that you will use if this functional group is present is amide. Esters is this, that is 2 oxygen atom linked to one oxygen atom has double bond and another oxygen atom has single bond between carbon and oxygen. So esters have alkyl OH. Okay, for example, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. So only one carbon is present here, the longest chain 1. Okay, here also 1, and we know the term that is used for one carbon is meth. So this is going to be methyl methanoate. Okay, for especially for the esters will take a number of practice, but this is only the introduction. We'll look into it in detail afterwards. Okay, then afterwards nitriles, that is C triple bond N, that is the nitriles. Amines, NH2, that is the amines. And thiol alcohol, that is SH. Thiol alcohol, that is thiol. Okay, so simply if we need to summarize how our IUPAC nomenclature or the name of any compound will look like is that first the prefix will come, then the longest carbon chain. Place the word for the longest carbon chain appropriately, word root, then the prefix, that is whether the carbon-carbon linkage is single bond, double bond or triple bond, then the secondary suffix, that is the which functional group from this list, which functional group is present, then the secondary suffix. Okay, now the very first. Now here we have this compound that is having the longest carbon chain would be, now we always count from the carbon atom on which the functional group is present. So we will prioritize that carbon atom first. So numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4. So for 4 longest carbon, we have a word root bute. Okay, primary suffix would be what? Primary suffix is the linkage between carbon-carbon. The bond between carbon-carbon is only single bond. No double or triple bond are present. So hence primary suffix is going to be ane, A-N-E. And secondary suffix is which group is present? OH. So OH is a secondary suffix, that is ol. So our name would be butane, 1-ol. That is butanol. Now as you can see, we should have written the word butane, right? Butane, 1-ol. But in case of vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U, we drop the word E from A-N-E, E from E-N-E, and E from Y-N-E if the successive word, that is the secondary prefix is starting from the vowel that is E, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, now afterwards, let's take for the example that is CH3, CH2, CH2OH. Word root would be again numbering from that carbon atom which have the functional group attached to it, 1, 2, 3. So 3 word root is prop. Primary suffix is ane and secondary suffix is all. So all O is a vowel, so we will drop E. Hence our IUPAC nomenclature would become propanol. Same would be go for the second example. Again start the numbering from the carbon atom on which the functional group is present, and if the functional group itself consists of the carbon such as the aldehyde, such as the carboxylic acid, then start numbering from that carbon atom itself. So here 1, 2, 3 longest carbon chain is prop. Okay, the only single bond, so hence ane, and secondary suffix is oic. Okay, so again oic is starting from a vowel that is O, hence we will drop E from A-N-E and our IUPAC nomenclature would become propanoic. Okay, then further examples, CH3, CH2, CH2, CO, NH2. This is amide. Longest carbon chain considering the secondary suffix. If the secondary suffix consists, that the functional group is starting from carbon, then start numbering from that carbon atom itself. Do not leave that carbon atom. Okay. Now number 1, 2, 3, 4. Word root would be but, only single bond, hence A-N-E, and amide. Again vowel starting from vowel, hence we'll drop E from A-N-E. So butanamide. Then fourth example, we have aldehyde 1, 2, 3. So hence prop. Then the primary prefix, we have the double bond present between second and third, and the secondary suffix functional group that is present is the aldehyde, that is al. Again this is a vowel, so we'll drop E from E-N-E. So this will become propanol. Okay, then fifth number CH3, CH2, O, CH3, that is but. Okay. Number, now when ketone is present, start numbering from the carbon atom from which the ketone, the functional group, will get the lowest number. So if we start numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we start numbering from left hand side, then the number would have come, number for the functional group has to the functional group would have been assigned as third. So we don't want that. Assign the functional group that is present in the compound should be assigned the lowest number. Okay, hence we'll consider this numbering only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, hence the word root would be but, primary prefix would be ane, that is only single bond is present. Then the secondary suffix is on. Okay, this is on. And again, O is the vowel, hence dropping E from ane, this would be butanone. Okay, now the points that you need to remember are: consider secondary suffix in the longest chain. And another point that you need to remember is search for longest carbon chain. Whatever functional group, remember always the secondary suffix, the list that you have noted down before, this secondary suffix. Okay, if the secondary suffix consists of the carbon, then start numbering and consider that carbon. From that carbon, you need to start numbering the carbon chain, and from that carbon only you need to search for the longest carbon chain. Okay, sixth example, CH3, CH2, CH2, CN. Now this is nitrile group. Remember this nitrile. This is a nitrile group. So start numbering again. The functional group consists of the carbon. So we'll prioritize this carbon and we'll start numbering from this carbon itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the word root is but. Only single bond ane. And the functional group is present nitrile. N is not a vowel, so we will take E. So we'll consider E from ane and we'll write the whole word, that is butanenitrile. Another example, now CH2, CH2 on both the sides OH are present. So the longest carbon chain is of 2, that is word root is 8th. Okay, and only single bond is present. Therefore, primary suffix would be ane and 2 OH are present. Hence, diol. So the IUPAC nomenclature would become ethane diol. Now mind that it is diol. Okay, so hence E wouldn't drop. Okay, the word is starting from non-vowel, hence that is a consonant. So hence E won't drop here. Hence we will write the whole name, that is ethane diol. Okay, now here, let's take an example. Now this 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter from right hand side you start numbering or from left hand side you start numbering. Each and every OH is getting prioritized equally. Okay, still if the carbon chain would have been long, we would have start numbering from that carbon atom, which would assign majority of the OLs to the lowest numbering. Okay, so here 3 carbon atom, word root pop, primary suffix would be ane, only single bond is present, and 3 OH are present, hence triol. Again, T is not a vowel, we won't drop E, hence the name would become propane triol. The note that you need to remember are vowels starting with di, tri, keep E. If double bond, triple bond come together, then E of ene and yne in between E is dropped. Okay, and when double bond and triple bond are present both in same compound, then always prioritize double bond over triple bond. Okay, for example, this one. Note, read the second point. If double bond, triple bond come together, then E of ene and yne in between E is dropped. Whatever will come in between, the E will get dropped. Okay, the example is, here we have double bond and triple bond in the same compound. Start numbering, prioritize the double bond. Hence we have started numbering from the right hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The word root for the longest chain is 5, that is pent. Primary prefix, first we will give prioritize to the double bond, hence 1 in. E is being removed or been sacrificed. Why? Because this is a rule, and this rule we need to keep in mind. When double bond and triple bond comes together, E from ene and yne gets dropped. Okay, so pent 1 ene and 4 ine. So this you need to remember.